We all know that the founder and the CEO of Apple when he started was Steve Jobs. And most people think that Steve Jobs became successful because he had a vision. It is true. But the truth is Steve Jobs didn't really build computers. It was another person who is Wozniak who did all of the hard part of assembling and trying to get the computer done in a garage. And it staying in the garage doesn't really make sense because if you have something that people really want, you have to make sure that you reach them. And Steve Jobs did exactly that, and that is why he is so successful and he has a name for himself before he died and even after 10 years of him dying. It is that if you have something that works, then it doesn't really matter if you aren't willing to make sure that you reach a lot of people. And that is what Steve Jobs did, and that is what marketing really is. Steve Jobs was a really good in marketing. And when he did so, and when he presented Apple in front of a lot of people, he was earning the credibility for it, but whereas he was just the face of it and not the person who was actually building the computers. And when you think about it, there are a lot of people who are working for someone else for something that they really worked hard for, and they aren't getting the results or they aren't getting the name that they wanted or they deserve. And I feel like with all of the creators that there is who is trying to make videos, they are just the face of the brand that they have built, which is their personal brand. But people don't realize that there are a lot of people who are helping them to do so for them to get to that stage, who in fact is the biggest reason that these biggest personal brands are in this phase that they are in right now.